How close is America to the edge? In some states, the cracks are turning into crises. Gas lines, teacher walkouts, governors begging for help, one storm, one financial hit, and everything could collapse. These 10 states are hanging by a thread. If that thread snaps, it won't just make headlines, it'll hit home. Number 10, Illinois. Illinois may show signs of progress on paper, but when you visit some towns, it feels like they've already given up. Empty stores line the streets. The state owes over $140 billion in pension debt. Yeah, billion with a B. That's a massive hole to dig out of. And as the bills pile up, property taxes rise, pushing families out. When they leave, schools lose students and funding, neighborhoods lose businesses, and towns begin to vanish. Chicago still shines in the spotlight, but outside the city, smaller communities are in serious trouble. Can a state that keeps borrowing from the future survive the present? Number 9, New Jersey. From the outside, New Jersey seems solid. High incomes, close to New York, strong infrastructure. But deep down, it's a different story. One of the highest debt loads in the country, underfunded pensions, and taxes so high they're driving people out, fast. Over 70,000 people moved away in a single year. When they leave, companies go too. And when companies go, the tax base shrinks. That leaves towns scrambling to keep up, cutting services, trimming school budgets, and hoping things don't get worse. What happens when a place built on commuters and corporate money starts to run out of both? Number 8, Connecticut. Connecticut looks like a postcard, beautiful towns, famous schools, quiet streets, but that clean image hides a growing problem. This small state carries one of the largest debts per person in the country. Its pension system is sinking. Property taxes are climbing, and many families can't afford to stay. Big-name companies have already left. General Electric, Alexian, and others moved out to states with fewer taxes and more business-friendly rules. And younger people? They're leaving too. The state is getting older, and with fewer workers, it's harder to fund schools, healthcare, and roads. Without a new wave of growth, Connecticut may not have enough hands to build its own future. Number 7, Kentucky. Drive through Kentucky and honestly it still feels proud. There are these rolling hills, tight communities, and, deep roots, but yeah, some parts are definitely falling apart. Hospitals are closing down permanently, roads and bridges are crumbling, and coal jobs, the backbone of the economy, are disappearing fast. The pension system is badly underfunded. Nearly 1 in 3 people live below the poverty line in some rural areas, and the opioid crisis is tearing families apart, with addiction, loss, and broken systems everywhere. A few towns are trying to change course, tourism, tech, and healthcare, but progress is slow and young people are moving out, chasing better chances elsewhere. Without real investment and reform, many Kentucky towns may not survive the next decade. Number 6, Louisiana. Louisiana has soul, jazz, festivals, food, and pride. But look past the music and you'll see a state fighting on every front. It has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation. Its coast is disappearing, literally, due to rising sea levels and erosion. On average, a football field of land vanishes every hour. Oil and gas once filled Louisiana's bank account. Now, that revenue is unstable. Schools are underfunded, healthcare access is shrinking, rural hospitals are shutting their doors for good, and don't forget the storms. Louisiana gets battered year after year, each hurricane leaving behind more damage than the last. Insurance companies are leaving, families can't afford to rebuild, and many towns are left wondering what happens after the next storm. Number 5, Pennsylvania. Steel, coal, manufacturing. Pennsylvania built America's industry, but many of the old towns are frozen in time, stores boarded up, residents leaving. In some places, a quarter of the population is gone compared to past decades. The industries that once made the state strong are no longer there. And while cities like Pittsburgh are finding new life through tech and healthcare, rural areas and smaller cities are falling behind. The roads and bridges are aging fast. The opioid crisis is hitting hard, worse than car crashes in some areas. With more young people leaving and older generations staying behind, who will carry Pennsylvania forward? Number 4, California. California still looks like a dream, surf, sun, and startups. But that dream is harder to hold on to than ever before. Rent is sky high, even people making 6 figures struggle to afford housing. In major cities, homelessness is everywhere. People live in tents while luxury condos stand tall next to them. The state's power grid is weak, water is running low, and wildfires are growing more dangerous each year. Over 500,000 people left California between 2020 and 2023, many of them skilled workers who just couldn't afford to stay. Now, California is facing a large budget deficit. Tech profits are down, and wealthy residents are taking their tax dollars elsewhere. As schools close and public services stretch thin, it's time to ask, can California keep the shine, or is the gold already gone? Number 3, Arizona. Arizona is booming. Beautiful landscapes, warm weather, and growing cities. But, rapid growth comes at a price. Water is drying up. The Colorado River, which supplies nearly 40% of the state's water, is in crisis. Farmers are losing access. Towns are digging deeper wells just to survive. Meanwhile, the heat is becoming deadly. Phoenix saw record-breaking days over 110 degrees. Power grids struggled, and hospitals were flooded with heatstroke cases. Housing costs have skyrocketed. Schools, hospitals, and transportation systems can't keep up with the population growth. And honestly, political divisions are blocking real solutions. Arizona needs big changes fast, or it could go from booming to bust in a hurry. Number 2, Maryland. Maryland has some of the wealthiest zip codes in the country, but it also has communities in deep trouble. Baltimore, for example, faces high crime, low school performance, and shrinking job opportunities. Outside the city, families are struggling to keep up with rising living costs. Many workers face long commutes because they can't afford to live near where they work. Maryland depends heavily on federal jobs and contracts. If Washington cuts spending, Maryland feels the pain quickly. Its roads are jammed, bridges are aging, and public transit is falling short. Younger people are moving to cheaper states while older populations strain the healthcare system. If the state can't fix the gap between its wealthy areas and struggling towns, it may fall into deeper trouble. Number 1, Alaska. Alaska feels like the edge of the world. Beautiful, wild, and powerful. But that power is starting to slip away. The economy relies heavily on oil, and as demand shifts, oil money is drying up. The government has cut payments to residents. Schools and hospitals are seeing budget reductions. Many small towns are losing young people to the lower 48. And those who stay are facing food insecurity and high costs for basic goods. Climate change is speeding up the damage. Melting permafrost destroys roads and homes. Coastal towns are disappearing into the sea. Wildfires are more common than ever. Life in Alaska is getting harder. And unless new industries rise to take oil's place, the state could face a future it's not ready for. These 10 states are telling a larger story. A story of hard choices, forgotten communities, and urgent problems that can't be pushed aside. It's not just about budgets and headlines. It's about people. People who love where they live, but wonder if they can keep living there. Understanding these challenges is the first step, because if we can see what's coming, we just might have time to change course. Like this video if it helped you see things more clearly. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And stay tuned, because the next story could be even closer to home.